Good evening, everyone. It is Wednesday. I'm Dwayne Whitmer. Whitmer for Liberty. Wednesday. It is time for another weekly Whitmer Wednesday. This one's going to be a little bit different than the ones we've done for the past month or two. This one's going to be more about what we plan on doing in the future and what's going on. As you can see, today's topic is yet another snowstorm in Western New York. Those of you that are in Western New York, you lived through it. Those of you that follow me from across the country, Western New York got hit with another once-in-a-lifetime storm. This is the third one since 2014, and the second one in 2 months. We had hit more of the north towns, north of Buffalo and the city of Buffalo. The one last month hit where I live here in Hamburg. This one was more tragic because people actually were found dead in cars and dead in the streets, and there's around at least 30 to 40 deaths that have come out of this. And today's going to talk about this storm and how it happened, why it happened, and really how can we prevent and prepare for something like this happening next time. First, I'm going to start by saying that I don't really think that blaming elected officials accomplishes anything. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's Mark Poloncarz, it's Byron Brown's fault, it's the Democrats, it's a Democrat-controlled city in a Democrat-controlled state. Democrats are bad." To be honest with you guys, I'm not going to do that because, quite frankly, it doesn't solve anything. I can sit here and say, "Boo Democrats, boo Republicans, boo Mark Poloncarz." He's still in office, and he's probably going to win re-election. So I'm going to take a different point of view on this and say, if you're relying on the government, I think COVID, the issues that we had during COVID and the lockdown that ensued, and the storm that happened literally 4 weeks ago, and now this storm, if you're still in a belief system that the central government and central planning is there to take care of you, you really need to reevaluate what your thought process is there. This is going to be a more blunt and quite frank conversation because, look, I had friends in Buffalo calling me, texting me, very worried because their power was out, very worried about food. It was a matter of life and death for some people. So it's time to be blunt. It's time to be frank. It's time to be honest. And it's time to help people kind of prepare on their own. If you believe in central planning and central bureaucracy, after watching the extreme failures of that for the last couple of years, I can't help you. Those of you that say, "Hey, I don't want to be a victim, this is bullshit," that's where I come in. So here we are. This week, we're going to talk about some little things and what's going to happen going forward. So during this storm, I was lucky for a couple reasons. Number one, I didn't lose power. Number two, if I did lose power, I have a gas stove that we could still light, so food and boiling water would never be an issue. And number three, I don't have a ton of skills, but I have a few little skill sets, knowing that if my power goes out, I should turn my water off and clean out my lines so my pipes don't freeze. Staying warm when the power is out. I also have a wood stove on the way and a generator coming. I have the ability to do things that the average person can't. And that got me thinking, it's great that I have a generator. It's great that I have a wood stove. It's great that I know what I'm doing. It's great that I have all these, this high-end gear that I use to do stuff in the winter. But I was thinking that, what if you can't afford that? What if you can't afford to spend $1,500 to have a wood stove installed, or, $2,000 on a nice generator? It's great for me to say, well, just get a generator. But really, if you can't afford it, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, like a majority of Americans, you can't just go out and spend a paycheck on a generator. You really can't do that. So what I've decided to do is, I'm reading some comments right now. So someone does believe in our government. Good luck, buddy. Now what I'm going to do is we reached out to some companies, the Firing Pin, New York Volunteer Network, which is a charity that I run, and the Libertarian Party in New York, as long as myself, Whitmer for Liberty. We are going to start testing out cheaper, simpler, less costly ways to stay warm and do things. So when central government fails, you can still survive, because the big issue was a lot of people believed that the government services were coming, and they didn't. Hopefully this is a lesson where we can prepare and plan for in the future. First thing first, one thing is people said, well, my power went out and you're losing heat, it's cold. This is something that I just found, and it's $18. It's a tea light oven ceramic radiator. This one already comes built. I actually just put an order in for this one. I'm going to share this to the comments. If it lets me. I don't know, I'm new at this, so bear with me here. But this is a tea light. Oh god, it's a long one too. Here it is. This is a tea light ceramic pot heater. You light the candles, you have the ceramic heater, it warms up. I personally haven't tried this one. I've tried one similar, and I'll be honest, it works. It's not going to heat your whole house. It's not going to feel like it's the beach in your living room. But is this going to prevent you from freezing for a little bit? This isn't going to be this isn't going to keep you warm for months or weeks at a time. This isn't going to, you can't go to Alaska and build an igloo and use this for warmth. But if you're in your house, your power's out for 12 to 14 hours, a day or two, this will help. It's better than nothing. For the price, $18, it's something that it's not worth, or it's worth having. It's not a lot of money. All in all, I do recommend something like this, some of this like do it yourself. Now, I will say, full disclaimer, it is a candle and there is a open flame, so don't be an idiot. Heads up on that. There are some disclaimers with some of this stuff, because you got to take caution when you have open candles. Don't put stuff on it. I know that sounds weird, but one issue you want to have when there's an issue like this is, obviously, if your house catches on fire, emergency services probably aren't coming, so you want to take extra caution. So, with something like this, make sure you're not falling asleep next to it, or you're not like going to sleep with it on. Make sure someone's watching the open flame. I have dogs, so when I tested this out, I had to keep it away from my dog so they didn't knock into it. Because if you knock something into the flame, it starts a fire. Emergency services probably aren't coming, so now you have bigger issues. You'll be warm for a short time, but then you may not have a house. So be careful with that. Another thing that people reached out to me about was, the foodstuffs. And, again, like I said, my situation is different because I have a gas stove and a camping stove, something that I can light. Even when I don't have power. So I'm a little bit fortunate. But I do have 4 Patriots, which is a weird company, but they actually have a lot of good stuff. They actually have a camp stove. I'm not going to share it because the link's 500 lines long, but I'll figure out a better way to get these links to you guys. But 4 Patriots does have this camp stove. It's like $60, and I'll tell you what, I haven't used theirs. I have a different camping stove I got from was it Gander Mountain? When Gander Mountain went out of business in Buffalo, or Cabela's, whatever company was in Buffalo, had this huge blowout sale, and I got it for super cheap. It's a little portable fireplace grill thing, and I'll tell you what, it's amazing. It's gas powered. You don't need power. It helps you heat some food, boil some water. For $60, worth it. I'm going to share Jim Ostrowski's comment, which says, "Do not put your finger in the flame." Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Ostrowski, attorney. That's legal advice. You should not put your hand in open flames, especially when there's no emergency services coming, because you'll have some big problems. But that's another thing you should consider. The last thing is, and this is one that it's a little expensive, but I'm a big fan of it, is same company, 4 Patriots, which, again, name's kind of weird, but they got great products. They make a 4-week survival kit, and I will tell you, I've had about a third of their food. I don't eat it for fun. I just eat it to try it to see if it's good. If I'm going to tell people to get it, I at least want to try it so I know what I'm telling them. And this company called 4 Pages makes a 4-week survival kit. It's $200. It comes with essentially, it's freeze dried, or not freeze dried, pardon me. It's like dehydrated food type stuff. You got to add water. I'll tell you what, some of the food is pretty good. I actually had their mac and cheese quite a bit. I wanted to try it, and it was good. Their oatmeal's good. They have like a broccoli bake type thing. It's actually pretty good. It's not gourmet. It's not the best, but I'll tell you what, it's better than nothing. And it comes in a little plastic container that's the size of like a laptop tray, like a laptop bag, and you can store it anywhere. It keeps for like 25 to 30 year shelf life. Little things like this are worth buying bit by bit. So when this happens again, because I think we should be honest, this is going to happen again. Probably next year, this will happen again. The lake's not freezing, which is leading to lake effect snowstorms. Buffalo and Western New York, we're right on Lake Erie. This is going to happen. This is going to happen again. It's a matter of time. So being prepared, learning from this, and being prepared for the next one is key. And really my goal is going forward is to get people where they can be under $500, which is still a big expense. I understand that, but a couple $100 will allow you to have food, heat, warmth, and stuff, even if your power goes out. And to take it further, we're going to test it out. The boys at the Firing Pin, I don't know if Brandon knows this or not, but he has a location. He has a shed that's not insulated and not heated. We're going to try some of this stuff out in that shed. So we'll be actually training it and trying it out in a controlled environment. But really, we're going to let you see what happens and what the result of this test is. So then you guys can feel more confident with what you're buying, because there's nothing worse than buying something and then it breaks, and then, you spent the money. Now you're pissed that it's shit and you're cold. So that's the thing is we're going to look into that. The last thing is, I've actually tried these out myself, and these ones I'm on the fence about, but they're not bad. I bought a bunch of Mylar blankets off Amazon about 3 years ago because I was bored, and I didn't know what they were. It said to keep people warm, so I tried them out, and they were okay. Look, again, if you're in your house, your power is out, you lost heat, you're going to be without power for 12 to 14 hours. They'll get the job done. Are you going to be able to climb Mount Everest in these? No. Are you going to be able to go out and live in a snowbank with these? Absolutely not. You get what you pay for. But there are some, kind of cost, kind of cheaper. I don't want to say cheaper because cheaper assumes it's inferior product, but there are some more cost-effective, if you will, items out there. I'm looking at one on Amazon right now. They're called Swiss Safe Mylar thermal blankets. Those are the ones I actually have. You can get, I think 4 or 8 for $16, and you climb into one. It's a thermal blanket. You climb into it. You sit there. It keeps your body heat in, keeps you warm. These are things that we're going to start trying out and testing. So people that are watching and people who've reached out to us in the last couple of days, we can not only recommend things, but show you our testing of it. And we're going to, some of this stuff we're really going to beat the shit out of. We're really going to test and see what they can do, just to give you guys a peace of mind that, if you're spending your money, you want to make sure that it's going to work and keep you warm and keep you comfortable. So that's what today's about is, just to recap, we had this storm in Western New York. It was pretty bad. They're still finding dead bodies. I think they're up to 40 deaths. People dying in snowbanks, people dying in their cars. Buffalo still isn't fully dug out. 40,000, 50,000 people lost power. Massive snow drifts, massive windstorm, hard to travel in. Areas said that emergency services weren't coming. There were no emergency services. They couldn't get to you. You were on your own. And going forward, we're going to help people plan and prepare for this. So when this happens again, people aren't going to be as isolated and alone. It was really sad to see. Like I said, I had some friends reach out that lived in Buffalo, a little bit concerned. So I said, I have a situation that's different than others. I have the ability with my wood stove, my space, my generator. I have some things that allow me to do different things. But for people who aren't able to invest that much money, we're going to start trying out some cost-effective things and really, like I said, trying it out, beating it up, and giving you guys kind of feedback and advice on what you should have in your house and in your vehicles. So I think this next week, I'm going to try out some stuff, and we'll have some information for you guys. So thanks for tuning in. As always, next Wednesday, every week, the Whitmer Weekly Wednesday, where I talk about issues and events and really try to explain that central bureaucracy has failed. Multiple court cases have said that the government has no obligation to protect you or keep you safe. And this is yet another example of that. So it's on you to kind of fend for yourself, and we want to make sure you're prepared for that. So let's get some of these reviews going. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you, everyone. Stay warm and have a great new year. I will